So yeah, no one gains any damage.
Not to the face.
Not a gain.
Okay, so that went literally as well as it possibly could have.
Yeah.
Cruach would just look over their shoulder at Luna and be like, "You okay?"
I am, thank you.
And then Cruach is just gonna like nod like happily and then just run at this thing and punch it in the face.
Its face is a little high up, but you can do like a running leap kind of like punch to its face. So, hold on.
I think it has different AC now that it's bereft of armor.
I was gonna say that wouldn't have hit, but it does now. So
shit! I forgot to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna roll my savage attack, but still take the 13 to hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so I can get the. Okay, 7.
7 bludgeoning damage. So this guy, unlike the last guy, you hit him for 7 bludgeoning, and there's no like dry crack. This seems to be a different skeleton than the last one underneath. And like the last one like had these big swooping horns and whatnot. This one, like once you've blasted away its armor and whatever, like you see it gets into a boxer stance and starts bouncing on its heels. You punch it and it goes back with the blow, and like this is not how the last one was acting at all. There's also no gem in the dead center of its forehead.
Okay, so this is going to be a boxing match. Fine, Cruach just kind of like gets ready for a fucking Marquis de fucking Pompadour.
This is gonna be fun.
All right. So, are there any more attacks you have, or was that you? That was action and then hasted attack.
That was action, hasted attack. I cast a spell, so I can't cast another spell. I'm just going to cast resistance on myself as a cantrip.
Okay, cool. No further movement?
No further movement.
Like, when that happened and Cruach, like, pushed the guy back and then turned back to be like, Luna, are you okay? And then, like, left. Like, the second he goes to leave, I, like, turn to the Drake and I'm like, that's Cruach. They're amazing. Interconic.
Yeah, So the guard Drake, like, it pays you half attention, but it's mostly, like, looking towards Al, like, with its hackles up. Like, it's, like, puffed up, but, like, not puffed up in a way where it's trying to make itself big. It's actually shrunk down. It's just, like, on edge and kind of, like, trembling a little.
Yeah.
Trying to eat my fucking healer.
Alright, so that brings us on to the Iron Knight's turn. This guy... You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Okay, so this guy... You know when... Previously they attacked with javelins, they, like, summoned some of the shards back, formed it into a thing, and then threw it.
Here we go.
This guy, like, punches knuckles together and forms, like, metal bands, like knuckle dusters, and then just makes 4 ridiculously tornado quick attacks towards you, Cruach.
Got it.
So a 19, a 20, a 25, and then a 10.
2 of them hit, the middle 2.
Okay, so 9 bludgeoning damage and then 10 bludgeoning damage. And this thing is ducking, weaving, like boxing. And so to give you more of an like a visual on this thing now that the armor is down, the previous one had like glowing gem in the center of its forehead that was kind of like drawing your attention. This guy in the center of its rib cage has like something in there like glowing and turning, like almost some kind of like engine, because like you can see that the energy that this thing, like the glow it's putting out, is kind of like putting out almost and you can only see it sometimes at certain light, but like a spirit shell around this thing. So you mostly see skeleton, but there's almost like the illusion, or like a faded illusion, of like the guy it used to be sitting there, which seems to be projected from this like central space in its ribcage. Anyway, that brings us round to Luna's turn.
I'm gonna look around the battlefield and see pretty much everything over here has been deceased.
Yep.
And turn back and say, Al, are you gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be fighting this thing. I'm not. And like you can see, the moment it started like ducking, weaving, and boxing, something just flicked in Al's head. He. This looks fun. This is a very Goku moment for him, but this looks fun.
Goku. Okay. I am. I'm just gonna move over to Al and heal him. Then I would prefer to get a double heal, but I don't think that would be reasonable.
Okay.
What do you mean a double
Actually,
heal?
is it possible
can.
for me to?
You can hold the double heal until I'm in range.
Yeah, like wait, like I don't know, like be like here or here and wait for
That's
them
very
both
risky.
to be in range. I don't know
So
that I can reach.
You can hold an action, and here's the thing. He doesn't need to stop in range. He just needs to move past you. So you hold an action, you're twin casting a spell, and when Al travels past you, you're going to be like touching Cruach, and I'm going to slap Al with it and cast in that moment to twin spell on the two of them. That's absolutely possible. The problem is, and it's not a big problem, but I need to inform you so you can make the decision yourself. If you hold a spell and then your reaction does not trigger, you lose the spell. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that doesn't interfere with my concentration.
It does. It counts as concentration.
Yes, actually, it counts as concentration to do that. Which would lower Al's armor class by 2.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it's probably worth it as well. Okay, well, I'm gonna fly over to Cruach. And I'm not gonna say anything because I kind of like, I'm assuming I've seen Al get that look in his eye before, so I'm just assuming he's coming over this way.
You can absolutely assume that because you've known Al for a long ass time.
Yeah, so my only issue is then trying to figure out which side of Cruach I should be on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to be. I'm just gonna try to be here. So that would be. Do I cast it now or do I just hold it and wait?
You hold it and wait, and then when Al moves past, you cast it, and then Cruach and Al receive the same number.
Okay, but I take the spell slot now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be a first spell slot, first level.
And then that ends your concentration. So Al, your armor class drops by 2.
Fine.
Yeah.
Right. So is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Vren, not really sure what to do at this moment. He kind of thinks you guys are winning, but he can't see night from here. Because you're still prone, aren't you, buddy?
No, I got up out like to stab the dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I said that though, so I guess I am still prone.
Yeah.
I mean,
so he thinks like the cart is going to be getting away, so he's moving down this way to try and stop the horse.
He did see a corpse just drop dead right here.
That is true.
Yeah.
A sword poke out of him.
All right, true enough. Fair enough. It's difficult running every monster and then having an NPC in an encounter. So Friend's still running concentration for haste, right? So he's gonna. Friend, what do you have for this kind of thing? Vren has so many spells, none of them not concentration. So you know what? Being that it's Vren, fuck it. He gets right up in there, okay? Gets into a similar sort of boxing stance. He is going to throw a shocking grasp at this thing, which definitely hits. So 10 lightning damage, and then he bonus action quicken spell for another one. So he goes right left with 2 electrically charged punches. So that's 31 thunder damage to this guy, which is not the biggest.
Yeah, 31 damage by punching from a fucking half health.
No, I mean, this guy doesn't seem to take a ton of damage from like electrical attacks. Like it's not super effective. It was super effective on the armor, but him in this state, he's not taking a ton of damage from this. And that's Vren's turn. So we're on to the knight.
Okay. I would like to, I guess, stand up, and I'm going to use my bonus action for the steady aim, so I can get advantage on my shot.
Okay.
And bear with. I will sharpshoot a shot with my short bow. Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
That's gonna hurt.
Thank you.
Dang.
All right. So a solid 21 to hit, which definitely hits.
It's a crit. 22 plus 18. Holy fuck. 30. Wait, did you just deal 40 damage? 41?
41 damage, yeah.
Holy
What the
fuck.
fuck?
So you
We thought
guys, like,
having Bren was good.
yeah, it was, it got into a boxer pose. It's tangling with 2 people in melee, and like you see an arrow just go into like its temple from one side and out the other, which should kill a thing, but because this thing is undead, its head just kind of jerks, and then it like shudders for a moment and then snaps back, and it's still bouncing on its heels. Like by rights, it should be dead, but because you're dealing with something undead, it's real difficult to put down.
Ah, damn. This is the highest single attack damage you've had so far, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Any crit sneak attack is going to be that. The fact that sharpshoot was layered on top of it, yes, of course.
Jesus.
See, the knight kind of like clenches his fist and
Little victory, yeah.
no, it's more like a defeat. Like, damn, I should have got a bit more to the left. Like,
What the fuck?
Really? Not happy with that performance, huh?
Critical hit, max damage roll twice on sneak attack, and he's like, should have done more.
Yeah, Knight reaches into his crossbow and like pulls out a different arrow, and it's like, damn, I should have used the nuke arrow.
nuclear option arrow.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the knight's turn.
Yes.
Al, it's round to you.
Saw Vren walk up and punch it, and I'm like, that's cute. Then the knight fucking nuked it, and now it's my turn. So I will just any random medium-sized rock, because I'm like big as fuck, like a rock big enough to fit in my hand. I'll kick it into, like, kick it off and grab it. Then
There's
run.
one right there.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna run over there anyway. So I'll run up, kick this one up, grab it, and then just use the bigger stone as a stepping stone. Jump up, and I want to just Superman punch this guy
with a rock.
No, with my bare hand. I have 4 attacks actually. So.
Oh, you're just running up the rock.
Yeah, I'm running up the rock and just want to go down with my entire weight and extraordinary speed at this point, and just
Okay, yeah, no, that's entirely doable because you're hasted.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
So
Luna's held action goes off.
Yeah, he used the rock as a ramp to like leap up, and he's going to use the momentum of falling to punch the Wrought Iron Knight in the face. Is what he's doing. So, Cruach and Al gain 7 hit points.
I miss. Anyway.
Yeah, you do a super big punch, and this guy is bouncing on its heels, and it ducks and weaves.
Cool. 3 more. This time at advantage. And I'm trying to smash the rock I just picked up on its head. I don't know if that matters for damage, but I needed a weapon.
Sure. Improvised weapon rock.
Sure. So 3 at advantage?
Yeah. 15, 17, and 23. Yeah, they all hit. So 9, 14,
8.
And 8.
8. I'm going to do the non-math thing and just add them. And 8. So it's still, it's still bouncing on its heels, but it's going to use a reaction ability of its to add add to its AC. So that 15, it manages to reduce just enough to get away with avoiding it, which will give it 7, 8, 9 hit points back. So it does basically a parry to one of your blows, but takes all the rest.
Now we're on equally low hit
Still
points.
good.
That's all I can do.
All right, the guard drake, with its ridiculous fast movement, is gonna move here, and then it dashes. It is, in case anyone is watching, hiding under the cart.
Aww.
So it just runs and hides under the first thing it can see.
What is that? An enemy?
No!
Yes, yes, it is.
It's a cowering, innocent animal.
There's no
Look,
NSP.
I just put the NPCs in the world. It is not for me to say how you guys react to them.
There's no
It is
NSP
John's
dragon
turn.
kind.
All right. So, just kind of a rinse and repeat. Fingers crossed for luck. 15 this time?
Ooh.
15 hits.
Yeah!
It can't parry because it just used that. So it takes 7 singeing fire damage.
All right. John's gonna look around and like see the little dog run, hide under the thing. The knight's looking confused. I'm looking confused. But that fireball was okay, man. That's my turn.
Mhm.
Right.
Righto, that leads us around to Cruach.
Okay, Cruach is going to use Al, just Al in general as a distraction, and go for the old 1-2 combo.
Okie dokie.
16 to hit.
Yeah, 16 is enough. That definitely hits.
10 points of damage.
Okay. Bringing
And
it
then
real low.
19 to hit.
19 hits even more.
11 damage.
Okay, and how do you want to do this?
You said there was like something in its chest, so that's where Cruach was aiming because its head is so high. So
Yeah.
Cruach is just gonna like punch to get into the chest, and whatever's in there, Cruach is just gonna pull out.
Okay. Make me a
Yeah,
Constitution saving throw.
You got it. Let me just
He really
quickly.
asked, how do you want to do this? Do you pick the worst way?
Let me just quickly check. Oh, cool. Yes, I still have concentration on my resistance, so I will probably use that just to be sure. That is going to be a 22.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Got it.
How much of this thing's energy do you want to let into your body?
Oh.
What?
The only correct answer here is all of it.
There is a
I-
correct answer, but it's also the worst answer.
I'm not entirely sure. What sort of vibe am I getting?
You've just grabbed it. You just feel an overwhelming amount of energy pouring into your body. You can either try and fight it, reject it, or accept it. There's no time for a vibe check right now.
I don't know.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
Roll a
So-
dice.
It is not a bad
Roll a
idea.
two-sided dice.
Yeah.
1/R2.
I'm not very good at this. There we go. I guess on a 2, I fight it? No. I just don't know. Okay, you said that. How much do I fight it?
Yeah. Do you completely accept it? Do you completely fight it? Or are you unsure?
I'm
It sounds
unsure.
Okay.
Like, so I'm gonna see how it feels. And
Too late. I'll tell you mechanically what happens, and
Okay.
you
okay.
can react accordingly.
Okay.
You take 20 necrotic damage.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
You gain 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
All of your spell slots are refilled, and you now have 3 third-level spell slots that you can cast.
Okay. And did you say I take 20 necrotic damage?
20 necrotic damage.
Okay.
That could be worse.
That
Could be a
could
lot.
worse.
Yeah.
So, like, it didn't feel great, but
No.
you feel really powerful at the same time. So roleplay that as you will.
Okay, yeah.
And as that happens, like this glowing orb starts going kind of inert in your hands, and you are now holding what just looks like a solid sphere of wrought iron.
Cool. And it just like drops out of Cruach's hands because they seize up in pain.
Mm-hmm.
It just boom, just hits the snow, and I'm going to assume, but tell me if not, it just starts fizzling the snow around it.
Oh, absolutely, sure, yeah. Narratively, that's perfect.
I'll take out the. So Al just sees it fizzling, and he's guessing it's another one of the snow orbs, like the freezing orbs. So I'll just grab the knight's leather cloak, the fucking paladin's leather cloak, and try and wrap it in it.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Yeah, I do that.
Are we out of?
Yeah, we out of initiative.
Yeah, we can be out of initiative. Just before that, though, Al, would you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Huh.
Yeah, but leather. But it's wrapped in leather. 11.
11. You take 5 necrotic damage and gain 3 temporary hit points.
Ow! Okay, I get it. Don't touch. No, not even through leather.
What's
My
wrong
bad.
with it?
It tries to bite you. That's how it
Bite?
feels. It tries
Rocks
to bite
don't bite.
you. Do not. Oh wait, that's not the right thing. Hold on. Fuck. Don't try and touch it.
Cruach is
Yeah,
like,
and
like
and
the
it's okay. So on Cruach, they're now like, I would say blackened veins, but you're kind of like plant based. So you look browner than you
Yeah.
did.
yeah.
Whereas for Al, where he touched it, like around his palm, you see blackened veins, and his hand looks older. Like one of his hands is like young and like there's not a wrinkle in it. The other hand looks like it's about 70 years old and has like black veins in it.
Yeah. See, it bites. Bad.
That's not a bite.
What is
Cruach is
this?
just like, that thing is full of unlife. Do
So-
not touch it.
Oh.
Okay.
That oh.
I'm about to be really tired in about 15 seconds. So.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh, right. And Vren, hearing you say that, ends the spell. You both have a wave of lethargy wave over you, like
Ugh.
now rather than later.
Well,
As
I
like
was talking
time
about-
catches up to you.
I was actually talking about the exhaustion from the other thing. So as that happens, I gain a level of exhaustion.
Oh, damn.
Yep,
Cool.
here it is.
The 1-2 punch.
I like fly off and looking for the Drake.
You could be aware where it is, or you could make me a perception check if you don't think Luna noticed where it went.
Oh, she did not notice.
Okay, yeah, a 12 is good enough. Like it's visible under the cart right now. It's just hiding under the
Did
cart
Knight
right now.
attack it?
No,
Okay.
I will point.
I'm guessing I'm small as well because all the effects that last a minute just ran out at the same time.
Well, Vren ended his, so that could last a few more seconds, but it's only going to be 10 seconds, so you may as well shrink now.
Yeah.
Dude seriously lost his mushroom in Mario.
Fuck you.
Takes
like,
damage, becomes small.
This basically looks like Al just realized he's had the shit beat out of him. Like, yeah. Oh, this is gonna suck even more in the morning. We should go.
Your
Right.
friend
No.
went under there. I will
And
point.
Vren's going to take this moment to say, "You are a lot more capable than I gave you credit for."
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, just
was-
improvise. Plans aren't
That really wasn't all that bad. We had all that talk for, it feels like nothing.
We're much better at reacting to things.
See?
I expected a couple of you to die in that assault. I will be brutally honest.
I expected Al to go down. I was really surprised that he didn't. He normally does.
I could
Yeah.
fireball him now.
No, I can't not
No!
now. And I point at all of me, bro. Oh, by the way, I owe you one, and I point at Cruach. I'm used to Luna saving my ass, but that's a pleasant change of pace, I guess, having someone else. So thanks is what I'm trying to say.
No problem. You're welcome. Let's get the horse and get out of here. Friend,
Yes, dear.
do you have the capacity to understand the properties of magical items?
Oh,
You just
it's-
hear John, if I'm within earshot, say, I mean, I can do that.
Oh,
I can as a ritual, but if you want me to touch, and he like motions to the ball,
oh
I'm gonna have
no.
to pass.
I think we should give that thing a wide berth and just leave it here.
Oh,
Have
As
Oh.
you say that, John is setting up the identify ritual.
Cruach is gonna say,
just in the middle of the road.
Cruach is
Yes.
gonna say, let's get on the cart, and then you can do that while we're on a cart. Yes.
No. It's saying right here until I know what it is. Are you gonna pick it up and put it on the cart?
No, I
Bad
think we should
idea.
just leave this thing. Are you seriously like you?
Look around.
how far?
I-
Look
I
at
would-
everything that's been going on in the last. Oh God, I can't even remember how long. With
I
Tiamat
do not think
and
you should
Dragon.
touch this thing.
I'm not gonna touch it if I don't
You
have,
have to as part of the spell.
Yeah, the range on identify is touch.
Target one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell.
Yeah, so it's a minute of touching it. It's not just you cast the spell and touch it at the end.
Yeah. John would know this.
Yeah.
Having second thoughts?
It's just, does John care enough?
It's gonna be a few like back and forth moments of he's really curious, so he starts reaching for it as he's setting up the ritual, and then he's kind of hesitant because he sees the withered flesh.
Yeah, Cruach just holds up their withered arms.
Yeah. How long did you hold it?
As you're having this conversation, Vren is going to cast a cantrip, and like a spectral hand goes down to touch the orb and pick it up, and like you see the spectral hand like change color when it touches the orb, and Vren go, ugh. But like it does manage to lift the orb up, and he starts like ushering the hand like go towards the cart. So if you guys want to try and fuck with this orb, Vren will move it along towards the cart so the conversation can happen down
Ooh.
there.
I'm just saying, right. Al has a baseball bat.
What does that mean?
He wants me to fucking throw the thing away. But
That's not what I'm saying. We can keep hold of it just for special occasions.
You mean
Anyway.
use it as a weapon?
Projectile.
Have Al throw it and hit it at something and just have that
But I
happen
need
to
to grab
things?
it. Throw it. I'm not. No. Look at my hand. I'm old. It's the one thing I had going, and now it's gone.
God. Right. Can
Wait,
I loot bodies, Drew?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Thank you.
So all the militiamen have light crossbows and like
Leather armor.
Hold on. Yeah, they all have leather armor.
I immediately strip one of them and take the armor.
Oh my god.
Okay. It's branded leather armor, and it's branded with the militia of the dragon cult with the white head.
You got
whatnot.
Adidas leather armor.
Just
Can he
scratch
put
that.
his clothes on over the top of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can cover it. I'm just letting you know that is the look of the armor.
And Al doesn't even have the decency to like go somewhere to change. He just starts changing right there. Right?
Yeah,
He stands right there. And
That
starts
makes
changing.
sense.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, are the scouts wearing studded leather?
No,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
that's still leather.
Better than literally nothing.
Scouts have arrows, don't they?
They do. Both scouts have a quiver of 30-ish arrows each, so you can have
Okay.
30 arrows. Well, 60 arrows.
I will have 60 arrows. Thank you. So puts me on.
The guards have shields and chain shirts and spears. So if anyone wants a chain shirt, that's medium armor, I believe.
Yeah.
While they're looting and stuff, can I land on the Drake and like try to calm it down since it's freaked out? Like,
Yeah.
relax,
How do you do
relax,
this?
and draconic, like saying relax and draconic or whatever. Because I've been under politicians and stuff. I'm assuming that there's been dragons like this. So whatever words I know would calm them down in draconic, and then just like petting him.
Well, you've never seen them trained. You've seen them like used. So you've seen them when they've been post trained, but you don't know what the word for like calm or like what the methods in training them are.
I don't know, like
You
a
could-
heal.
I was going to say you could tell it to heal, but that's a command, or you could be, as you're saying, like petting it and trying to soothe it. So you're going to try and
Okay.
command it or
I
soothe
just
it?
try to soothe it then. I
Animal
go with
handling check.
nurture. Okay. Oh, I'm good at this.
Okay, it's scared. It backs away. It's like trembling, and you're not doing a great job soothing it. It's not freaking out at you, and it's not turning aggressive, but it is looking around for that giant guy that beat it to death, and it can see a miniature guy like that around, but it can't see the giant one, and it's very scared and confused.
Cool. It doesn't even recognize me.
It's like there's an action figure of the guy that did that horrible thing to it around, but like not the guy itself.
I keep trying to like shush it from like afar and be like, "It's okay, don't worry about it. Like it'll be okay." While they're looting and stuff.
I'll help myself to a light crossbow as well.
Okay, how many bolts do you take? Because there's quite a
I
few
forgot they
militiamen.
need bolts as well. I'll have as many as I can.
So that would be 20, 40, 60, 80. You can have 80 bolts.
80, thank you. Unless anyone else would like some crossbow bolts as well.
I'm good, thanks.
Are there any daggers as well?
No,
already
there are some scimitars.
There's your dagger that you threw, so remember to pick that up.
Yeah. I've marked
Yeah,
that
I
out.
assume in looting that daggers will be retrieved. I'll only tell you that you lose a dagger if you miss wildly and it like spins out to the forest and you have to go find it.
I like 7, 8 due to not one dagger.
No.
Shameful, really.
Their weapons seem to be fairly standard issue, and it is a scimitar-like crossbow. The militiamen aren't even given shields, only the guards are given shields, and they're given like big tower shields and spears.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna kind of come over to the cart with Luna and kind of hunker down with the guard Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna hold up 2 of my good berries and offer it out to it.
And you also have the necklace.
Yes.
Are you still holding that, or did you stow it?
Hang on, let me have a look at. Yeah, I think Cruach is going to be holding it because Cruach saw the guy holding the necklace, which is why he ran over to him.
Do you say anything to the guard Drake?
I'm just going to say, "Easy there, friend. Have something to eat."
And like Luna, you see as Cruach says that, the guard Drake like stiffens a bit and then approaches Cruach and like gingerly takes one of the good berries and starts chewing on it.
There you go.
And Cruach's going to give it like a little gentle scratch under the chin.
You manage to scritch it under the chin, and then there's like you could almost count to 5, and then it sort of like resumes trembling and suddenly backs up back under the cart. It did very strange in terms of like it seemed calm, it did exactly as you said, and then reverts to previous behavior.
He's just skittish.
Would John be close enough to see that happen?
Oh yeah, you're 15 feet away. Depends if you're watching, but yes.
Yeah. We are under the cart though.
I've got a 15 passive if you think I could have seen it or not.
Oh, with a 15 passive, yes, probably.
Oh, okay, cool. So even though it's under the cart, does that look to me like a particular spell behavior?
I don't know if you would know that, but you could have as much of an inkling as you as a player do.
Okay. In that case, he'd like to walk up to Cruach and ask if he could take a look at the amulet.
Actually, Al is very intrigued by this as well. Like, which isn't like this is. He's so intrigued that it's out of place. Al being intrigued by magical bullshit.
Yeah, Al, you are wearing an amulet that looks so super similar in design to this one.
Mm,
Cruach is just going to like eye John warily, and like offer up the other good breed to the guard drake while they're under there.
Okay, offer or do you say anything?
Cruach is only offering at the moment.
It does not. It doesn't approach you.
Okay, and then Cruach is gonna like get back out and stand up, and Cruach's gonna say, "Don't take this offensively, but at the moment, I'm not really comfortable with that. This thing," and Cruach's gonna look down at the amulet in the hand, and say, "It seems to be dominating the mind of that creature."
I thought the same. That's why I wanted to look at it. I wanted to see if how it was working, if it was something we could undo.
but it also listened to me, and I don't have one.
Wait. What do you mean dominating its mind? Like, to what extent?
Well, I offered it food, and it didn't take it, but when I told it to eat, it did. And it did so in a very... in a way that it had been commanded.
Did it feel not natural?
With my passive insight of 14, do I get the impression that the amulet was responsible for the guard drake's actions? Given that I saw the guy send it after Luna as well.
That's the impression you've got,
Yeah.
but you don't know anything for sure.
Yeah. That, I'm not looking for confirmation, just looking for what Cruach would believe.
Yeah, Cruach could absolutely believe that.
Yeah, so Cruach's gonna say, I believe that it's overriding its sense of will.
Yeah, sure. But like, does it feel weird? Or if just a random person finds this necklace, it would feel normal to them that they got a pet, but the pet is actually forced to follow them.
I whistle.
Actually, the guard drake snaps its head towards you, Luna.
I
Hi.
don't think Cruach entirely understood what Al was getting at there.
Here's the thing: Al doesn't completely understand yet. So.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, Cruach's just gonna stare at Al and be like, I'm not really sure.
I'll look to books.
I could, in 10 minutes, I could find out exactly what this thing is and what it does.
Oh, this one, and I'll pull out the one I'm wearing from under the shirt/armor.
Yeah, Al pulls out a very similar looking amulet to the one Cruach had.
That's nothing though. That looks nothing alike.
Really, because last time I tried, and I just tried to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Which I assume doesn't work.
Yeah, where it is resting on Al's flesh, when he pulls as if to pull it off, like the flesh tugs upwards and then it doesn't go. It's like someone super glue pranked him.
I mean, that's even more unusual.
Cool as fuck, don't get me wrong, that's why I put it on in the first place, but
that would
maybe
take
I have
10
a
minutes.
pet out there that I don't know about.
That would also take 10 minutes.
I'll go on the
amulet.
cart maybe as we go, because we don't want to stay in here, and I
Yeah.
really need to rest.
Yeah, that's Cruach's point. Cruach's like, we should get on the car and start moving.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And we should maybe see what's in this crates as well.
I think we
Also-
should do that when we're away from here.
Well, while we're leaving.
Or if we can do it while we're moving, fine.
Oh, do you want to take time and see if we can like hide the bodies in case anyone comes by? They don't notice this immediately.
But they're gonna know they're missing anyway.
Well, sure, but they won't know where they are. It could give us more time while they search.
Sure, let's drag them into the woods.
Luna, are you still trying to like calm the god drake?
I wasn't for those 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. You guys can hear like a kind of wet sound and then like a loud crunch.
The fuck?
What? I look under the cart?
It's eating the dead guard. Like it's just
Oh,
chowing
God.
down on face.
Stop. In Draconics, stop. Don't, no, bad. Don't eat. Drop it.
Okay, when you say bad, it like turns and like its entire face white again, white guard drake, just so like pink faced now as it turns towards you with like a very like blood red jaw, and it just looks at you, and it does stop temporarily when you say bad.
Can I
Park's like, it's
prestidigitation the blood off of it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't want Al to know.
And then it immediately goes back to eating its
I'm
face.
too busy moving bodies.
Cruach's like, it's probably hungry, it's fine.
But you gave it
So-
berries.
Like, I gave it 1 berry, and Cruach's gonna hand like the other 4 berries to Luna and be like, here, just look after it. And they're going to tuck the amulet away for the moment and help Al start dragging bodies into the
Into the
tree
woods.
line.
Al,
Yeah.
Al is like, I'm very obviously, I don't want to do this, but like, whatever.
So-
I'm tired, just
I was
struggling.
going to say, as you start picking up a body, Al, this body up here that I'm moving left and right, I don't have a token for it, but just like a giant bear is dragging this.
Oh,
Just not being threatening to you guys, but just dragging that body by the ankle into the tree line.
okay.
I
Listen,
think
listen,
Mother Nature will deal with it.
listen. I'm not ready to fight a bear. A skeleton is fine, even if it's a big one. Bears can eat you.
Cruach's like, it's fine. It's just feeding. Relax.
Well, I don't want it to feed on me next.
It's not going to. You're a difficult target. These are already dead. It's fine.
Vren walks up to Al and just makes him invisible. He doesn't even say anything. He just thump, and Al just disappears.
I don't even realize that I'm still talking. I'm like, no, it's a bear. What do you mean it's an easy target? I'm an easy target to a bear.
Cruach
look-
just shakes the head.
Look at your hands.
They're not there. What the fuck? Hey! And I
It can't see you.
now okay, cool.
You're safe.
I will do the fastest speedrun possible of throwing these bodies at the very edge of the woods, so I don't have to go into their territory.
Speed run body throwing.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys just see bodies being like ragdolled, like invisibly to the edge of the forest.
Cruach just waits at the edge of the forest and just drags them in. Just
Mhm.
da-da-da-da-da.
What about the raw iron knight, by the way? Do you move the bones or any of the shards, or do you just leave that?
I think we can just leave the skeleton.
Okay.
Actually, thinking about the bear, there's a lot of meat there. And furs.
Oh no, no! We're not
So-
fighting a bear.
Cruach's like, we already have a bunch of furs that we don't know how to fashion into clothing. There is no point in killing this creature.
to eat?
We have
I-
plenty
little
of
bit.
sustenance.
I don't know if we have plenty. I have some.
I can
No.
magically make us enough food every single day.
Is that not taxing for your abilities?
It is a little bit, but the meat will not last.
I mean,
Sure, well, it's cold out here.
Listen. I'm very tired. I do not want to fight a bear. Like, you don't get it. I'm very tired.
wait, where did Al go?
I'm
Oh, I
throwing bodies
made,
over there.
I made him invisible because he was scared of the bear.
Oh, good job.
So tell me how we just adopted, maybe tamed, maybe it's playing the long con. How did we get that little dragon thing over there to follow us?
they
And
s-
you're scared of a bear?
Listen, I was big and I almost killed that thing in 2 hits.
Dragon beats bear.
He healed it, and that was during the fight. Now that the adrenaline's worn out and I can actually feel the pain, I don't want to fight a bear.
To be fair, I don't know if, even if he was big, he could pick up the bear and hit it into another target.
Oh, I can do that without being big if I'm not tired.
The bear is considerably bigger than the guard drake.
The guard drake is just like under the cart again, but it's like munching an arm.
Dragon beats bear.
The knight.
Mm.
In your previous life as a bodyguard,
Right.
I think.
He's still technically a bodyguard.
I suppose.
I get
You
it.
get a
Um,
glare for that.
Was one of your duties driving a cart?
Surprisingly not.
Okay. Does anybody know how to, drive a cart?
I mean, I've seen it done before, but I've never
Don't
done
you
it.
just, tell the horse to go and it goes?
Do you speak horse?
No, but they do. And I point to Croc.
Yeah,
G-
doesn't Greenie talk to animals?
Cruach will walk up to the horse and just try to guide the horse around.
I know a guy. Tribal
Mhm.
music starts playing.
Yeah, you absolutely can do that, Croc.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm gonna go get the body that I stashed in a bush as well. And put
Why
that
are
on
we
the
walking?
cart.
Actually, that brings up a very good point. I'll walk. We all know each other's names. I just realized now that I don't call you the knight or knight because that's what I do. I do that because I literally don't know your name. That's kind of rude.
No,
Al,
my name's not important.
Well, yeah, I never said it was important, but I want to know. It's a trust thing.
I believe they introduced themselves as the knight.
Yeah, but that's not a name, Croc. You're not Tusks, but I call you Tusks. It's the same situation here.
But no, you called me Tusks, but I told you that I'm Cruach. He told
see-
us that he is the knight.
But he also told us that it's not his name. So I have a problem with not knowing his name. I don't like to work with people I don't know the names of.
judging by how he fights, I think we could call him Death.
Sure, but that's not any more comfort. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird we stumble across a guy walking around with a corpse in the middle of nowhere, and suddenly we're best friends without even knowing his name? We did it. I just ran more because I know their name, but
Hello.
I mean,
You could be called Fists for all I care.
we found him in my swamp. He was carrying a body, and he agreed to come and help us. And he did help us, and he put his life on the line for us.
so he'd rather die for us than tell us his name. Is that what you're trying? Does that make sense to you?
Arguably, Al, you've put this group at risk more than I have.
Well, this is my group, so I get to put them at risk. Well, minus Croc, but the other two I've known for a while, and they know my name, so it's not a matter of who puts who at risk. I'm just asking for your name. Why is that such a difficult thing to answer?
If
Unless there's
anyone
something
steals a
I want to
glance
know.
at John through this whole exchange, his head is tilted sideways a little bit. He's just got a completely miffed expression on his face as he's trying to discern any of what Al just said.
But it's okay. I don't.
Understandable.
Maybe he doesn't have a name. Maybe you're embarrassing him.
How does he not? He's human. Humans have names.
But some people
Especially
raise
the
their
ones-
kids just as for the dragons.
Well,
To be fair,
and that's
I
fine.
had to name myself. My parents didn't give me a name.
I had to name myself as well.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Did you name yourself? Is that what's going on?
I earned my name.
Did your lord give you your name?
Well, not quite. It's just the rule that I assumed.
So is this a thing where you're the knight until you get a name, like a rank, and you haven't got there yet?
No.
Or did you have to give up your name when you became this? Did you have to leave that life behind?
That's a romantic way of looking at it, but not quite.
I really feel like we could be having this conversation while we're on the road.
I agree.
I'll hop
I
onto the
agree.
cart and just shake my head like I'm traveling with fucking idiots. They don't. They're okay. Just
So
go.
joke's on you, we can't see you shaking your head.
Yep, I don't care. You just feel the cart rocking.
Al just mumbling invisibly on one of the boxes.
Fucking idiots.
Can I go into the cart and tell the dragon, come with me or follow or whatever in Draconic? And go
You can
back
give it a
here?
heal command, and it
Yeah, if
will.
that'll work.
You know what? Give me an animal handling check to see how well that goes.
Beautiful. Oh shit.
Goes right to you. Apparently, like commanding it is just what it's used to. This is the first like real command it feels like it's been given because you were trying to soothe it before, if I remember, and it just goes right to your side and like sits down.
Can I,
Out of
if I like,
curiosity. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if I like get like kind of hover, like sit on the edge of the back of it, will it like keep following me?
It follows. You get the impression, like its eyes are locked onto you. You get the impression it has been taught that it's not allowed up on the cart, so
Oh,
it
thank
just
God.
follows behind the cart.
Okay, good. Because I was worried about it jumping on the cart. Okay.
Out of curiosity, being 6 inches tall, can Luna use this as a mount?
Oh, easily.
Oh my God.
If she was
No.
3 times the size, she could use it as a mount.
I thought so. I just wanted to check.
How
I
big
was
is it?
expecting you to say we craft pockets out of leathers and put it on the drake.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, okay. I shouldn't have said
Drake.
anything.
I could actually. Cruach will get like a decent sized lump of wood, like maybe like roughly with an 8-inch, like 8-inch by 8-inch piece of wood, like a nice big chunk of wood.
Hmm.
And like Cruach will just like scavenge that if they can, just from like the tree line, like a bit of a branch or something.
Yeah, make me a survival check to see how long it takes you to scavenge it, and if you accidentally stray near the bear. Oh no, you don't. You're good.
Cool. And Cruach will hop up on the cart, take out their woodcarver's tools, and start basically whittling a saddle.
A wooden saddle.
And occasionally just call Luna over to like judge so they can make it comfortable for her.
I mean, we can get some leather armor off the militia, so we'd have like some straps and shit.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
pad it. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you want to scavenge some leather armor off one of the militia and that, you don't have a leather worker in the group, do you?
I have tinkerer's tools, so I could.
So
Do
the
the
leather
tinkering.
part would be super like basic. It would
Yeah.
literally just be leather strips that you then tie. It wouldn't be worked leather, but you could absolutely craft like the wooden saddle or seat or however you want to make it on the cart. Yep. Okay, so you can start work on that. It'll take you some time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's at this point I'll mention that you all said like, oh, okay, we go. The discussion previously was no one knew who was going to try and move the horse. So the horse is just kind of standing there, like, confused.
What
Like,
kind of-
everyone it knew is now dead, and it's just kind of around you guys. It's not spooked, but it's like,
I thought Cruach was leading the horse, like in a direction.
Cruach just turned it around to point it in the right direction.
Cruach turned it around and then went off to scavenge wood, so the horse is just standing there. And I don't know that a horse can stand there awkwardly, but as close as to awkwardly as a horse can stand there, it is.
Can.
What kind of check would it be to the horse?
Any animal handling. Like, for anything like this, it's animal handling.
Well, boys, who's got the best animal handling?
I mean, probably me, let's be real.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wisdom.
So, would I not be able to work on the saddle? What? You know, I can do it on a long rest. It's fine. Crack will stow the wood and just like leave that like as part of the rest of the cart. Is there a seat on the cart?
There is.
Okay, Crack will get on the seat and like take up the horse rein.
It doesn't appear to have reins attached, which is very strange.
Okay, in that case, Crack is just gonna fucking take out the amulet, look at the horse, and say, "Walk."
The cart starts moving forwards.
And Crack just looks miffed. It's Crack's turn to look miffed now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the warhorse starts traveling up the path. So I assume you guys are moving on, if that's the case. So we will
Yep.
move you back to the good old map.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mario's in the
Yeah,
ocean.
with Mario. Okay, so previously when you were talking about this, you didn't want a cart because it would be too obvious, but now you guys are all sitting on a cart moving north.
Mhm.
It's at this point, Vren will be like, did anyone check what's in these crates?
I thought we
I
were
think-
just trying to get away from the scene of the crime.
I think we're going to
before
be
we-
checking as we're traveling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
So
Let's have a look.
it's not super comfortable to travel all on this cart, and it is very loaded down. So I will give you the there is an 18-pound drum of salt, a 22-pound barrel of red wine, a 113-pound drum of wheat, a 44-pound keg of flour, an 11-pound pot of ginger, a 93-pound tub of macadamia nuts, a 7-pound pot of cloves, a 5-pound pot of cloves, and a very small jar of saffron. And then in one of the crates that you open, there is 401 gold pieces.
What the fuck?
Hey,
Dragon
useless
gold?
money.
Dragon gold.
What the fuck is this?
It's a
This
lot
is a
of
supply
wine.
cart.
Yeah, but like, who needs that much salt?
towns, villages, I think.
You.
But there aren't any villages left. It's all militia outposts.
Yes, presumably they need salt.
Do you not
For
think
what?
we need to cure food?
And the gold?
People
And-
payroll? Why would they have gold?
Who would they pay?
I think the gold is for dragons, isn't it?
Vren
It's
nods.
probably headed to a city.
This would be added to the Lord of the Realm stockpile and then spent on the taxes or the tithes that go towards the Church of Tiamat in general. So this would be the dragons are required to gather a certain amount of gold depending on how large their territory is. Territories are status to dragons, so the larger your territory, the bigger a deal you are, but the more then you have to pay to Tiamat, which means the more gold you need to gather every, I don't know how often.
Wait, so if we just stop a few more of these things, Tiamat will just deal with the dragon here?
They would deal with the dragon here by putting a new dragon here.
I'm sure the dragon here would promptly deal with us if its gold chain collapsed.
Yeah, there's a strong possibility that you'd generate the ire of the dragon, and before they were dealt with, they would come after you, and then if they were dealt with in that way, a new dragon would try and occupy the area.
But they're already coming after us because of the orb that they want.
They can't follow anymore. We think.
We think.
It's probably best not to jump up their priorities.
Can I start taking some of the macadamia nuts and shoving them in Al's bag?
You can. These are as yet untreated macadamia nuts,
That's
so
fair.
they're not like super edible right now.
Yeah,
which
but
is a
they need to be cooked.
Can I take a short rest?
yeah. You can absolutely take a short rest while you're traveling.
Are they still in the shell or?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still putting it like as many as will fit in Al's pack, unless he yells at me.
Do
Okay.
you have to spend
I
hit
don't-
dice to take a short rest?
Yes, you have to spend at least one.
Damn.
You do?
Got full HP
wait,
and
you
I don't
do?
get anything.
I
I
think you
didn't
just
know
had to
that.
eat a
till now.
ration.
Pardon?
You just had to eat a ration to take a rest. You got to spend the hit dice.
To take a long rest, you need to eat a ration. To take a short rest, you need to at least spend a hit dice.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh
Just
wow.
wanted to sit next to Al because I
Fine.
don't restore anything on a short rest and I don't get any hit points because I'm not full.
If that's
I
not
was
how
on
it's been
top.
done up to now, and that's not rules as written, I'm letting you know that's rules in my game because
Okay.
that's the way I am going to be running it.
Wait, what's happening?
I'm taking short.
Just talking over rules. So, like, on a long rest, you have to spend a ration. On a short rest, you need to roll at least one hit dice. So you can only take as many short rests as you have hit dice to spend.
Okay.
How is the wine keg shut?
It's a big old like barrel of wine, and then at the top there is a very jammed in cork stopper that could be removed, so it can be like tipped and poured.
Yeah, but not while moving, I bet.
Yeah, probably not while moving.
Alright.
It's probably not a good idea while moving,
I'll
but you
ask
could.
John to try and figure out what the fuck is around my neck while we're going.
Yeah, that was part of the
It-
plan.
It's just a fancy necklace. There's no reason. It's not magical.
Yeah, no, sure, but I want to know why I can't
Look-
remove it.
The one that's magically stuck to his neck, or
It's not magic.
Physically?
It's just
I mean, we don't know it's
sticky.
magically stuck to my neck, but like we'll figure it out.
I don't. Okay, fine. You're right, but I have never seen anything do that before that wasn't at least magically influenced.
Mm.
Sure, that's why I'm asking you to figure it out. You're smart.
Yeah,
right?
you're just gonna have to hold still for the next 10 minutes, and I'll
Well-
start setting up the identify ritual.
But what if we do the other one first?
I thought Krog didn't want us fucking with the other one.
Yeah, Cruach doesn't look comfortable handing that over.
Why are you
Uh,
so opposed to this?
We'll give it right back. I just want to know what it does.
I'm not opposed to it. I just think it's a waste of time. That's all.
I mean, if
We're-
it's stuck to his neck, Luna, that's not.
I mean, I've had
normally
it
a good thing.
for a very long time. I know it's not a threat. It's just we have nothing better to do, and knowing never hurts.
Yeah, I guess.
do we want to get rid of any of these supplies, by the way?
Gold can probably go overboard. That's probably really heavy.
What? But it's gold. You don't throw away gold.
I think we should keep
When
it.
was the
all.
last
Oh.
time you used a gold coin?
Well, soon, hopefully.
There are a couple of spells that require gold and gold dust and stuff like that, so we could turn coins into that if we needed a spell component.
Well, we can keep a small amount, but I don't think we need to be carrying this big crate of it around. And
Well, then I
frankly,
agree.
where are you going to spend this gold? We're not exactly welcome in civilization, and I doubt anybody outside of the dragon sphere of influence uses gold.
It's
Because
illegal
again-
to own it.
But what about when civilization comes back? That's 400 gold.
I don't know that that's gonna be a big deal.
I mean, if you want to offload the gold, I'm more than happy to pour it into my bag.
Hey.
No.
And Vren has like a when gold is mentioned, Vren has like a look on his face that is that like very typical like dragon horde gold lust sort of look, and he's not very good at hiding it. He's usually like very composed, but not around gold.
Tell you what. Let's do the fair way. We divide it. Each of us takes their cut, and if you want to throw away your cut, be my guest.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's 66 gold pieces each.
I will
Uh,
take it. That's very quick math. I'm impressed, both in and out of character.
He's got that 3-year-old math brain.
This is the one thing Al doesn't hold on to for Luna. He just gives her gold.
I shrink them all.
Alright, Vren is more than happy to count out 66 gold and like drop every single gold piece like one at a time into his bag of holding.
Cruach is just gonna like look at Vren and say, I don't Al seems to think that this will come in useful later. Would you hold on to this for me?
Yes, he will count out another 66 and put it in his bag.
Well, I'm gonna tell him, keep half for you and half for Al, and I'm gonna hand him mine.
Hand who? Yours?
Vren.
Okay, so that's
What?
33 more for me and 33 to hold for Al?
What? No,
Sorry, not
I'll-
Al. John. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank
Fuck
you.
Al.
As Vren is dropping these coins into his bag, is he doing it like 1, 2, 3, and then dropping them, or is he like ritualistically placing them inside of his bag of holding?
Ritualistically placing them inside of his bag of holding.
How many gold was it total?
Like 101. Sorry, 401 gold pieces total.
Yeah, 401 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces that you find along the way.
It's not the
Well,
friends
you
we
are
make; it's the
incredibly
coins we
accurate
make
with your
along the
math.
way.
Yeah, it's the coins. We like fuck the friends. Coins. Like, what's the point of adventuring if you're not getting rich? Even if you can't spend the gold.
I remember an adventuring party that was all about getting coins and fucking friends.
What? What?
What?
Sorry, you said fuck the friends. Did I get that wrong?
Yes, you did.
John's
Not
gonna
literally.
look at the tree that's walking with us in Cruach. Then he's going to look at the 6-inch tall fairy, the guy that carries a corpse around,
And the 3-year-old.
Then the
and
corpse-
the actual child that's leading us, and just shake his head slowly side to side.
You see, when you're not John, your options are a bit better.
Does that mean everyone else's options are John?
What the fuck?
Wow.
It's weird that John's like the closest to normal this group has.
What do you
It's
mean?
very-
That is very
Imagine
weird.
he was
Hey, he's
fire
got a fucking page in his cookbook dedicated to Lehman's tiny sausage. So I mean,
Good point. Good point.
up- Yeah, that's the thing.
Man knows his way around a sausage.
So would we have identified the thing by now?
If John was casting a ritual on it,
How
I
long
was.
does that take?
I heard a lot
10
of debate.
minutes.
11 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because I believe
Oh,
if
it's
you're
right. It's
casting...
10 more.
Yeah.
it's
Casting
plus
time
10.
plus 10.
Yeah, right. And is it instantaneous or
No, it's 1 minute cast.
right? So yeah, 11 minutes. I was right.
I'm like sweating bullets the whole time this is happening, but I'm pretending to not notice.
Can you sweat through your scales?
I can metaphorically cartoon sweat.
Okay, so she's cartoon sweating. Basically, Luna looks really uncomfortable.
Cartoon sweating ice?
Little icicles forming. On my scales.
So after 11 minutes, I'm going to directly ask Luna, what does he discover about this magical amulet?
What? I don't even know enough about it, DM. That's on you.
Okay, so this is a bonding amulet, and it is supposed to bond a familiar and a master, and Al is attuned to it. It's not necessarily cursed, but it is designed in a way where it can't be stolen because it does kind of fuse to the person that attunes to it. It's bonded to 2 targets that are nearby, and you know that, but the spell identify tells you what the thing does. It doesn't necessarily tell you like what it's affecting. You can tell it's affecting Al because it's
Okay.
attached to him.
All I have to do now is cast Identify on the other parties to figure out what spell is affecting them.
Yep. If you have everyone's consent, you could go around and cast Identify on literally everyone else here.
Yeah, that would be a difficult spell to pull off with someone resisting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me set up this ritual. Hold still!
Yeah. 11 minutes of struggle is not something that John is strong enough to go through for an unwilling target.
Physically or emotionally at this point. So with that spell description in mind, John's pretty insightful, and I'm pretty sure Luna is being very transparent right now.
You could have an inkling,
Okay.
but you don't have any concrete proof based on casting that spell.
No, just that it's one of the it's Al and one of the people around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which, when I say bonding amulet, Al can actually, if he understood how this thing worked, give orders to his dictated target.
I don't know any of this information yet. I'm assuming John will.
Yeah, so what John can tell you guys or not, I'm giving the information to John.
Oh, yeah, no, he definitely communicate the amulet.
Okay, yeah. Now in English. Now in common, please.
Um,
You said a bunch
according
of
to
magic bullshit. I don't.
according to what I found out, it's you're bonded to something called a familiar, and
Wait, like your owl?
sort of. I think this is a little bit of a different type of situation. But yeah,
Well,
sort of like my owl.
Maybe that's why Cruach started following us.
What? They're not an owl. I don't.
But they're many creatures.
I look
Well-
around for like an owl that's following me.
There is a guard drake behind the cart.
What you
Nah.
could do, Al, is try to give a command to your familiar.
Oh,
Like, what? Like how?
Well, I've never used this item before, but I would focus on the item and then focus on your familiar, or since you don't know what it is in this case, just project it out and see what happens.
I'm gonna hide in Al's pocket.
I will.
Cruach would just look over at Al and say, "If you want my opinion, I don't think you should.
But it's stuck to my neck.
I mean, I don't think that'll get it off."
But
You
I'll
said
know
it
what's
was
stuck.
pretty though.
I'll think about it.
I'm just saying, free will is one of the few things that we've managed to retain in this
Yes, but
world
here-
left to us by the dragons. So maybe not dominating minds is what makes us better than them.
Well, it's stuck to him, so
Yeah,
maybe...
and I don't want to control anything. I just want to know what I'm controlling to make sure I'm not, I don't have a rampaging owl out there eating people. You never know.
Okay, maybe say don't eat people.
Okay. Don't eat people? Question mark.
Yeah, so Croc, when you saw the amulet that you snatched off the guy work,
Mhm.
and when you used it accidentally on the guard drake earlier, it like glowed. When Al says this, nada.
Maybe yours doesn't work, or maybe you're not close enough to whatever it's bound to do.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Mm-hmm.
Shrug.
Could you
Interesting.
not discern the range of the object, John?
Would I know the range from the identify spell? Because I'm not sure how this, as a player, I'm not sure how familiars work outside
Okay,
of
hold on.
the spell.
Magic items, you learn its properties and how to use them. Okay, so the identify spell specifically would have told you that you need to give commands in Draconic with this thing. It is a Draconic specific amulet.
Okay.
And that's so you give commands in Draconic with your familiar in mind, and then they will have to carry them out.
Okay. Understood. So, giving a command to your familiar would seem like a good idea, ordinarily. But since you don't know you have one, or who or what it is, you have to picture it in your mind when you give a command. I think, and well, with this particular amulet, you can only speak in Draconic to your familiar.
Cool. So it's literally useless.
Oh, you
Yep.
don't speak Draconic?
Or know what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing that the amulet told me was that whatever the familiar is, or the other side of this, was close by.
Fuck, do you mean a dragon might be following us just because I have this thing on?
I mean, maybe. I don't think it was a dragon necessarily. I mean,
It's
it would be
draconic.
cool if you could control a dragon.
No, it would be fucking terrible.
Why?
That could
Because
be
it's a dragon.
useful.
They're no. You kill dragons. You don't make dragons as pets. And I glare at the fucking guard drake.
You
But
fight
he's
fire with
following
fire.
us just fine.
But it's fine now until it decides to eat us, like all fucking dragons do.
Well, I think we could all safely say that it is best if Al did not have control of a dragon.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes, it would be. I prefer dragons dead, not even as my followers. Dragons dead, easy, simple, no
I mean,
complications, no threat of
Rude.
backstab. But yes,
frankly, I prefer the idea of Al being in control of a dragon as opposed to a dragon being in control of Al.
wait, is that
Yeah.
is that an option?
I think that it wouldn't take a lot to exert control over your mind, Al.
Yeah, but like, well, first of all, no. But anyway, like, is that maybe? Could I be the familiar in this situation?
and maybe I can.
What?
So another part of the spell, I don't know for sure. It didn't seem that way, right? Because it felt like you were the bonded host to the amulet. What I could do is I can cast the spell on you, Al, and then on each of you to see if you're being magically controlled somehow.
You can
That's-
guess on me. I don't mind.
You said it had to be a dragon, though. None of us are dragons.
Well, he
No,
is. I pointed.
Friend's a little bit of a dragon, isn't he?
Yes, I'm a little bit of a dragon. I feel like I came along a bit late to the party, but you can identify me if you like.
I squint my eyes at Vren.
Yeah.
How long have you been following me for?
Hold on. How long has this conversation been going on for?
An hour
Time.
or 5?
I peek out of the
Oh, we
pocket
met-
and also glare at
we-
Ren.
I was
We
going to say because Al has been invisible for a bit.
We met Friend yesterday, remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
but like,
that's right.
what are the
I think-
odds of someone traveling on the road alone, being half dragon, and then we find out about this thing?
Yeah,
the
he could have been
implication is-
following Al for a while.
The implication is that I've been following you, and I have not, but I am now traveling with you.
I mean-
Sus.
Insight check.
What
The other
Would-
thing,
Friend get out of Al?
But look at me. I'm a lot of muscle. I can kill a lot of people. I proved that.
Al, do you remember when we first met and I gave you several instructions that you immediately disregarded to the best of your ability?
That's a very
No.
good point.
But Al would be the master in this situation.
Okay,
Then,
Al,
by all
what-
means, tell me to
order
do...
Friend to do something.
But he
Hey.
has to say in Draconic.
which by
Who's
the way
big-
doesn't mean it has to be a dragon. Just
Like, you don't
us-
need to be fluent in Draconic
How-
to
how
tell
do
someone
I
to do
say-
something in Draconic.
How do I say jump in Draconic and then look to the rest of the party?
Racha!
What?
No, that's not what I wanted to click.
Sure, I'll just look at Vren and think about the amulet really hard.
He sits there and then very slowly gives you the middle finger.
Okay, so it's not him.
Damn,
tells
I
me
thought
that
that
you-
would have been it.
Yeah,
Someone
I
tells
jump
me-
just to fruit. No, I don't.
I'm so confused.
I was going to say, Luna, does Al feel his pocket shift?
I don't know.
Because he gave an instruction in Draconic.
Does he have to be thinking about me?
Yeah, he was thinking about Friend.
Yeah, he was thinking about Vren, so I guess not.
He does have like a one-track mind, to be fair.
Hmm
He's a
Listen,
Simbaho.
I have 6 intelligence. This is way above my pay grade. I found the cool necklace, and now I'm here.
He's thought about something for a minute, and now he's miserable.
He's burned out all of his thinking for the day.
I think I did that years ago.
And at this point, Vren is going to like summon their owl and send them scouting up into the sky again to just have a look at the area, make sure like nothing's around, nothing's creeping up on you guys. So he kind of like leans back on the cart and his eyes glaze over white.
So do I not need? There's no rain, so I don't need to be like physically driving the cart, right?
No.
So can I be working on the saddle?
Oh, you absolutely can now. The horse just seems to be following the road. You told it to walk on, and it's walking.
Second question. If we like we spent enough time to do interim question. The time that you need to spend with a magic item to understand its properties, is that still 1 hour regardless of how long a short rest is in your world?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to have it in hand and focus on it the entire way for that hour, or can I just have it nearby? Like, can I just be like holding on to it?
Attuning to an item is like focusing on it for an hour, and it's not one of those things where it's like ADHD difficult. Like a magic item, like it's got this point where if you focus on it, it almost starts to draw you in, like you feel it. So it needs the hour of focus though.
I'm not trying to attune to it. I'm just doing the thing where you spend an hour to understand its properties, and then at the end you can choose to attune to it.
Is that the way it works?
I believe that's how the 1 hour resting thing works.
I've never heard of that. I assumed that you had to attune to something and then you just started to understand it.
Yeah, otherwise cursed items wouldn't work because you're just like, oh, this is
Yeah.
cursed. I'm not going to choose to attune to it.
Cursed.
I think.
Yeah. So it's certain magical items require a user to attune to them before their magic properties can be used. Attuning to a magic item requires that you spend an entire short rest concentrating on it. This can be the same short rest used to learn its item properties.
Yeah.
Once you're attuned to an item, you can use its magical properties. So they must be separate, but I'm not seeing any rules on what learning an item's properties are.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it.
While they find that, do we still have the temporary hit points from touching the weird orb, and is my hand still withered?
You have the temporary hit points still. You're healing as normal, and your hand is not as withered as it was. Like, as you heal normally, your hand is going back to normal.
I think... Fuck. Do you have to touch the thing to figure out what it is, or can I just hold it for you? And I look at John.
I have to touch it.
You can't touch him touching it.
I mean, it's not permanent, and I'll just show my hand getting slightly better.
Okay. Do you want me to cast it on you or not?
I don't know if you can. If that's an option, sure, I can just hold it while you learn what it is.
Hold? What are you trying to hold? I thought we were just looking at your arm here.
No, I pointed the orb just sitting there somewhere in the cart.
Oh, no,
the orb got put in Vren's bag, didn't it?
No, the spicy orb.
The spicy orb. Oh, okay.
The necrotic orb.
Right. The spicy orb.
The one that I guess is just sitting on the bed of the cart, rolling about, and we all have to lift our feet
Well,
up.
I thought the mage hand had it.
Yeah, Vren maged hand it over to the cart, so I guess
it's sitting in the bag of rice.
Rice.
Put it in the bag of clothes at least.
Yeah, Vren wasn't thinking of putting it down, so he's I guess if you're moving with the cart, he'd have to be constantly moving the mage hand to keep it with you guys, or would have to risk putting it down. So let's figure that out now. Where do you want me to put this down. So do you want to interact with it? Should I put it on a box? Do we trust putting it on wood?
Actually, could you use the mage hand to hold it while you inspected it with the identify spell?
Right, but I'd still need to touch it for the identify spell. The
You'd
mage
be
hand doesn't
using-
count as touching it for the identify spell.
No?
No.
Damn, I thought that'd be really clever.
Just for a very, very brief interruption, I found thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's from page 136 of the DMG. The identify spell is the fastest way to reveal an item's properties. Alternatively, a character can focus on one magic item during a short rest while being in physical contact with the item. At the end of the rest, the character learns the item's properties as well as how to use them. Potions are an exception. A little taste is enough to tell the tester what the potion does.
Okay.
And then under attunement, blah 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 blah. Tuning to an item requires a creature to spend a short rest focused only on that item while being in physical contact with it. This can't be the same short rest used to learn the item's properties. So I can spend my short rest just learning its properties without attuning to it.
Right, okay.
So that's
So-
what I'm going to do with the amulet.
Right, fair enough. So that would be in an hour.
Yes.
Right. And so, John, were you going to try and identify the orb, or were you not?
I was not,
Okay.
because I'm gonna have to touch it continuously for 10 minutes, and it looked like it was doing a heap of damage to my boys here. So I want to know,
Well,
but I'm gonna
tell you
tell
what-
Al. What's up?
Vren's going to do. Vren's going to reach into his little magical bag and pull out like some tiny little spectacles. And these aren't like magical spectacles. These are literally eyeglasses that he's going to put on. And he's going to bring the orb like pretty close to his face and just rotate it using the mage hand and go, I can see runes. Given enough time, I might be able to read it and try and piece something together.
I can help you with that. I speak a lot of languages, and I'm pretty good with the arcane.
I was rather hoping you would help. All right, so do you want to make an Arcana check because you're the intelligence-based caster, or do you want Vren to try it?
Up the house, his arcana.
Pretty good.
Mine is also pretty good.
Hmm.
Would you say that he was particularly good at arcana, as opposed to naturally good at arcana?
He's not naturally good at Arcana, but he is pretty good at Arcana. So this is the
Yeah,
quandary. Characters in world can't read out each other's character sheets, so we've
Yeah,
just
but
got to guess who's
If they
better.
had to like put a numerical value to it,
No.
On a scale of 1 to
On a
20,
scale from 1 to 20.
On a scale of 1 to 20, Vren has 20 charisma and thinks he's the best at everything he's ever done ever. And
Okay,
would
so
easily be able to convince you of that, regardless of if he's shit at it.
I have a pretty decent insight
Hmm.
and a pretty decent wisdom, so I'm going to assume my brain is superior, and I'm going to attempt to arcana check it.
Okay, he will help you.
Okay,
So roll with advantage.
that's a natural 20.
Whoa.
That is indeed a natural 20. So between you and Vren, like you get some sketch paper and like scribble down each rune that you can like translate. You both translate, you compare notes, and eventually like you get the idea that this thing is, let's just call it a necrotic orb. So this is a, similar to the frozen orb you found, this is a power source that is just chock full of necrotic energy, obviously designed by a very high level spellcaster. Something has poured as much necromancy as they dared into this thing, and it can be used as a spell component to cast necromantic spells and then have them maintained way beyond their duration. So, for example, if you were to animate a skeleton, it's got like a day to it. If you were to put this in a skeleton and animate it, that skeleton would Duracell battery for years.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you have a necromancy spell and need a component, you can use this.
does that work for duration specifically, or does it have bonuses that we discern for either like attack or enchantment necromantic spells?
It
Or perhaps
absolutely
even-
could do, but as you've seen, there's negatives in holding it, in touching it.
Yeah.
So maybe if you were to fashion this into like a staff or something, using it to cast necromancy would give it a huge boost.
That was what I was thinking, because I have a quarterstaff with me that I've just been using as a walking stick because my strength modifier is too terrible to use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could be interesting enough to where John would be trying to work with that to get it affixed to a staff or something.
I could
Got like some duct tape on it.
I was gonna say I could fashion you like
A little wooden saddle.
Yeah, I could make another saddle, and we could just
Mhm.
let your robe ride around on the saddle. No, like you know, like on a ring, you've got like the jeweler's claws that hold a gem, like a wooden
Oh,
version
yeah.
of that, just like to hold the gem in.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
hell yeah, that'd be super cool. I
Like
love
a
the visual
Thanos
of that.
glove?
Kind of. Yeah. I was actually picturing more and this might be a reference that nobody gets, the claw that holds Ivan Ooze's egg.
That's a interesting metaphor.
I mean, it's
Huh.
not a metaphor. I will give you a visual representation for your.
Oh, thank you. I was just googling claw holding egg. Oh,
Thinking something kind of like this.
fuck the hell, yes, dude, that's gonna be dope.
Okay.
John will help in any way possible.
So I need a moment. Hold on.
I'll make the Constitution checks to hold it if you need me to.
What the fuck? I don't know if that matters, but if it counts as a jewel you're trying to fit into the thing, I know how to work with jewels. I've stolen plenty of them.
I think it's like a magic lead orb, like the other orb.
No, it's a magic wrought iron orb.
Yeah.
It's got like flex to it. You could like bop
Wait,
it in there.
Hold on. Are
So
these the infinity orbs? Are we just gonna get all five and win
What
the
happens
game?
if you put them next to each other? And, like,
Oh, let's
think-
not find out.
yeah, let's just crash them together.
I already
didn't,
made
like-
that joke.
Did you?
Yeah, that was the first thing I said when he was describing. I said like the Thanos glove.
Yes.
You didn't say dink them together.
No.
Like it's an office toy.
I wasn't thinking Thanos glove them together. I thought people were going to like smash them together.
Yeah, just egg
What?
break them
No.
open.
Anyway, so John, you have a passive investigation of like 16?
Yeah.
Over the course of investigating this orb and its runes, it occurs to you like a little late in the investigation, while you guys are talking about affixing it to your staff, like something just clicks and you're like, oh, hold on a minute. I recognize the handwriting.
I do?
You recognize the handwriting.
Oh.
Of the runes carved onto the iron orb.
Yep.
To whom does the writing belong?
And that's the
Uh-oh.
problem. You have that like white flash of feeling of
Oh, I've
I
seen this
recognize the
before.
handwriting. Yeah. But it's not immediately jumping to you whose handwriting it is, or you're not ready to accept whose handwriting it is.
Bet it's
Because
that
it looks a
prick
lot
Banksy.
like yours.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, wasn't
Handwriting.
your father smart guy?
John is going to look like he's staring right down the center barrel of a double barrel shotgun with a ghost holding it. Like he's not here mentally right now for like a good 15 or 20 seconds before he tries to play it off by continuing to write in his notebook about his observations, not telling a soul about the fun fact that you just revealed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think Cruach noticed. Like,
I mean, that's
Cruach's-
just how John normally looks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, 1,000-yard stare is so normal for John that
Yeah.
at this point you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, he's doing that again.
It would be weirder for Cruach if John wasn't doing that every minute or so.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason you guys would have any indication that something is off is he was going like, oh, fuck yes, that's awesome. I can't wait to... And then goes 1,000-yard stare as the realization drops.
Yeah, I think Cruach just that's just John imagining using this stuff, and he's just having a very cool mental image of what he's going to do.
Oh, no,
Cruach
this
just
is-
yeah, cream yourself, bud.
I think I'd describe the look more as watching his family get murdered or burned alive at the stake for over and over and over on repeat.
the
It's the
Okay,
horror
let's
kind of
just-
creeps
let's
into
Look
the
at how
mouth.
excited he is.
Unfortunately, Cruach doesn't have a frame of reference for having your family burned alive, so Cruach just kind of looks back over their shoulder and goes, "Okay, yeah, he's just gone again," and just continues carving the saddle.
It's like, oh, happy little guys.
I'll
just
poke.
chill it.
I'll say. I'll go. John, what does it say? There you go.
It's hard to translate it into language. What do the runes say?
Okay, so it's there's certain bands of runes that are containment runes, right?
Yeah.
And then there are channeling runes, almost like circuitry, that are for necromantic energy. So it has in points and out points for, and this is all in spoken words. So the words will go in patterns of circuitry, right? And channel from one end to another. So there are conducting necromantic energy from one place to another. And then there are amplification runes, and then there are certain points on it where there are diminishing runes. So it's a big old channel of swirling energy.
Yeah, so it's like trying to read a motherboard, except for instead of looking at actual chips and chip cores and processing units, it would just be the name of the processing unit or something akin to that.
Yeah, but the name of the processing unit has to be in component words that make up a spell. So it's so it would be literally reading JavaScript to a person.
Yeah,
That's what I was
programming.
thinking, reading code.
Yeah.
If object kill,
Yeah. So
And-
as opposed to the other one, which is probably if object freeze.
And that's a thing that because you've been doing it since ever, John, you have a more intuitive knowledge of it than being able to translate it directly to common. But unfortunately, directly translating it to common it's a necromantic orb. And that's such a simple concept for the ridiculous things this can do.
yeah.
That a lot is lost in translation with this one.
Yeah. I'll try to explain some of that to Al.
Okay, so to put it in normal people terms, you're telling me a fucked up person make the fucked up thing that fucks up things.
Oh, I mean that too.
What do you mean that too? That's all it does. It's a fucked up thing made by a fucked up person that fucks up things.
You might be oversimplifying it.
No. It fucks up things. Necrotic energy bad, right? So it fucks up things.
Sometimes necrotic energy bad, but technically.
What do you mean? And I show my hand. It's always necrotic energy bad.
I think it's on our
Technically-
side.
Resurrection spells are necrotic, right? I mean,
No, it's bringing someone back to life, not necrotic.
that's necromancy, bringing things back to life, word
Mm,
for word
okay.
definition.
Okay, I will state this right now. If I die, do not let John resurrect me because he's gonna make me a skeleton.
Okay, first of all, it would take a long time of decomposition before you were a skeleton. You'd be a zombie. And second of
I'm
all,
sure that any of us could
no.
make you a skeleton now.
Not, not the walking, talking one.
Honestly, I
Also,
think it
I'm
would
pretty
share the
sure-
same intelligence as if we had made you a skeleton.
Also, I'm pretty sure. Okay, after seeing last fight, with the exception of Ren, I can take any of you.
What?
I can beat the shit out of any of you.
Cruach is going to turn around.
The
At
knight
this
is going to
point.
turn around.
John is going to turn around.
I
Ow. Ow,
Yes.
take it back.
Yes.
This is not good.
it's true.
Don't insult our new friends.
I'm not insulting. I'm just stating a fact.
Eh.
I mean, maybe not right now, because you are really tired.
Well, actually, even right now, with the level of exhaustion,
You wouldn't be able to
Ugh.
clench your fist before I put a dagger between your eyes.
you wouldn't be able to put a dagger between my eyes before I punch your face.
Maybe
Alright,
we
well,
should
this
open
got
the
tense.
wine.
Cruach just very conversationally is going to say, the last time that we were both standing next to one of those nights when it exploded, it almost destroyed you. And I was okay.
And
Yeah,
he saved your life during that last fight.
That doesn't mean I can't take him. I mean, sure, they saved my life, and I did express appreciation. And I'm not trying to kill them, but if I had to, I'm just saying, I know I could.
Well,
How do you
agree,
fit all of that ego in?
agree to disagree.
I'm kind of
That's
losing
just
the
the
point of
same.
why this is relevant.
Because we're traveling, and that's how you make friends.
No, no.
No, me and Ren tried to cast magic on me, and now we're not killing each other. It's fine. That's literally how you make friends. I mean, you need to trust the person behind you to be able to kick the shit out of you, because if they can't kill you, they can't kill your enemies. So I'm just saying, I can kill any of you, which is good for you because I'm on your side.
What?
I think I'm following what you think is logic.
Agreed.
Shrug. You people need to spend more times in the streets of Waterdeep.
No, I think Waterdeep is overrun with dragons. I think that would be a terrible
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, like Waterdeep before. Trust me, it's not. I would argue the dragons made it better, but like,
So
I-
we would need to go back in time.
or just send the dragons away. What the fuck is your problem?
And you
I
could beat
don't-
the shit out of a dragon as well.
I didn't exist back then, so that's not really a fair fight.
See, that's a problem. Wait, hold on. No, time out. Something just clicked in my head. You've never been drunk. You've never been into a tavern.
Nope.
Okay, I will literally. Anyone have a cup? Cups now. Figure it
Oh,
out. I
they're
don't
like
care.
3.
I don't. They look old enough. The drinking laws don't apply to nature.
Vren like has a mess kit. They bring out like a tin cup.
I will try my best to pour wine from the big ass barrel. Like I'll lift it and try and, pour wine.
So on a moving cart, you're gonna lift a barrel which is stacked to the same height as like the crates that everyone is sitting on.
I'm strong as fuck. Okay.
It's 220 pounds.
It's I actually have the weight of it here. It's a 22-pound barrel.
That's nothing.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's doable, but you're gonna lift it, you're gonna hold a
Okay, just stop the cart. This is more important.
Krug kind of like pats the horse on the bum and says, "Stop."
yeah, it stops.
I pour wine for Cruach.
Can I
You
steal some
pour
of it with my small cup?
if Val lets you, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll pour wine for everyone who has a cup.
I'll bring out my cup.
Yeah, John will take out his cup.
Can I? I'm gonna unshrink my cup so it's actually the full size.
What the fuck?
No,
It's
Okay.
a waste of wine, right?
Well, now I've given up my cup, and I actually want a cup.
I might have an extra, and John will dig through his bag and look for something cup-esque. Well, he'll just pour out his water skin.
I will. Yeah, I'll literally just empty my own water.
Actually,
Oh my
hold on.
God.
You know what? Vren goes through his like magical bag of holding and like starts pulling out like gold chandeliers and then putting them back in, and eventually he finds like a dusty old goblet which is encrusted with rubies. It's like, oh, okay, that's something from my old adventuring days. Maybe this.
Cool. I'll pull him a goblet of wine.
This thing is like centuries old and should not be drunk out of, and Friend's just sitting there happily letting you pour wine into it.
Listen, I'm not the smart one of the party, that's for sure.
John's mouth is slightly agape as he looks at his. I'll just imagine it like an aluminum fold-em-up camping cup.
Yeah.
Came out of his mess kit. And
Oh,
looks
it's
at
not
that.
even fold up. It's just a tin cup.
And he's going to look over at Vren's probably very expensive encrusted goblet and just kind of like, yeah. Late stage adventuring.
Here's for, I don't know, fighting dragons.
That Vren toasts to that happily.
How about just cheers to making it this far? Fought
Hey,
any
we're-
dragons yet, have we?
We've only gone like 40 miles, but yeah.
You fought a dragon, Al.
Can I bring my
We've
cup over to the Drake and see if it will drink it?
Yeah, sure. Make me an animal handling check.
Of course.
Ooh.
Absolutely. It doesn't like drink it like a human would. It laps its tongue at it, so it like shoves its tongue in, the tongue curls, and then it like retracts back into its mouth. So it's a bit splashy. Like you get wine
That's
on your
fine.
clothes, but yeah, it'll happily drink some wine.
So Cruach is holding a tin mess kit cup with wine in it,
Mhm.
and just looking at everyone.
Go on then. You do know
Cruach.
how to drink.
Cruach puts a finger in the wine and just looks at Alan like am I doing this right?
I'll take a sip very slowly to demonstrate. Then just chug it.
Okay, so Cruach lifts it to their mouth and pours some of it in their mouth and just
Mhm.
continues looking at Al.
I look to everyone else for help.
So I was gonna say, Croc, do you have functioning taste buds to be able to like taste this?
God, that's a good question. To be honest, I don't think I do.
Then you feel just like a liquid in your mouth, and it's
Yeah.
just a little uncomfortable. And then you see, like, okay, here's the thing: you know the volume of a mouth because you have one, and you've just
Yeah,
poured liquid into it. You've reached the volume of your mouth, and there's still tons in the cup. And then you watched Al drain the cup into his mouth, and it's now all gone, and his mouth isn't full.
So Cruach, with a mouthful of wine, just says "Malwop."
Oh god, wait. I didn't know how to explain this.
Do you know how to swallow a croc?
Cruach looks mildly embarrassed.
You know when you
Oh my
eat?
god.
I don't
Oh.
eat.
Yeah, sorry, they have mentioned they don't eat.
Or
More
drink.
in my presence before. I don't.
thought that it was like a choice. Like you've not.
I have
Okay.
never eaten before. I've
you have
seen animals tear at things, and I have a basic understanding that it provides sustenance to them in the same way that plants draw sustenance from the earth around them.
Wait, so what do you draw sustenance from?
I don't know. I've never needed to eat.
Well,
This is
give
What
it a
hap-
try.
What happens if you don't eat? Just out
I
of
die.
curiosity. Oh,
We
Eventually.
get weaker and weaker until we can't move, and then we die.
So,
okay.
Vren is gonna do like a little prestidigitation, one of those like palm-sized illusions that you can do and make move. And he's
Mhm.
gonna like illusion a teeny little owl in his hand, and that version of owl is gonna get more and more emaciated until they just keel over and like become a skeleton.
Yeah, no, that checks out.
See, look, even he can make you become a skeleton.
No, that's not really me, and I'll wave my hand through the illusion. You idiot.
The skeleton And like the last stage before it crumbles and falls away, John's gonna look kind of self-conscious and like tuck his feet up closer to him and like grab his legs. We're gonna be okay. He starts chanting under his breath to himself.
Oh,
And then Vren like actually reverts Al back to normal and goes, and then it goes the other way if you eat too much, and then it's going to be a version of Al that just gets fatter and fatter and fatter until he's just like if you've ever seen that episode of Futurama where Bender becomes a human, just like a sphere of a person, like with teeny little arms out the side.
Oh, actually, look at that. Imagine being rich enough to eat that much. That's cool. See, that's how I want to die, right there.
That's how you want to die?
Yes, rich and surrounded with delicious food.
You don't want to go out fighting, or
Fuck that! No. What kind of bitch wants to lose a fight and die?
we don't have to lose it to die.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I mean,
By
sort of.
definition, you do.
Yeah.
You,
It's
you
not
lose if you die.
Depends what you're fighting in service of.
No.
No,
So-
I don't. I don't think that's how that works.
Well, if you're
Oh, God,
fighting
please
an
don't
important
tell me.
objective, and
Please don't tell me you're one of these. I'll die for my honor. Pieces of shit that we had all over the place before this happened.
in the streets of Waterdeep,
I mean, there were a lot of quote unquote knights in Waterdeep. They weren't very knightly, but yeah, they fought for what they claimed to be honor, and what I claimed to be exactly what I did, but they're getting paid from higher people so they look better.
I don't understand any of what you just said, but
What I'm saying is most knights are just glorified thieves. So, like, the honor thing everyone talks about isn't real. It's just a matter of personal interest.
you think I'm a thief?
I don't think you're not a thief yet. I mean, nothing wrong with being a thief. I was a thief. So,
Al, can you pour more wine?
sure.
I don't think anyone needs any more wine.
I didn't
Oh,
get to
no.
have any.
Thought I saw you take some.
People
I'm
enjoy
I
sorry.
didn't
wine.
drink it.
I'm just pouring wine.
Well,
Seconds for anyone else?
yes,
Me.
Vren puts
Yes.
I didn't drink it.
Yeah, sure. You didn't drink it, and I'll pour for everyone. Just a little less for John to fuck with him. Like I won't fill his cup.
Cruach just puts the half-filled cup down next to them, kind of like wipes at their mouth, like, well, that whole experience was just very unpleasant.
Wait, so how do you have fun?
You
Oh.
can't swallow, so Al questions, how do you have fun?
No, like they don't drink. They've never been outside of a swamp. How do you have fun?
I don't really know that I. What is fun?
Oh no! Oh no! Wow! You've had it worse than me. How do you explain fun? Should I look to everyone else?
Cruach is desperately looking to everyone else because Cruach really doesn't want Al explaining things to them because Cruach has seen Al trying to explain things.
When you find entertainment out of, an action or an event, or
Well,
Something brings you joy.
sports are often fun, or gambling people find fun, or dancing people find fun.
Drinking, people find fun. They'll chug the new cup of wine.
I don't really know what sports or dancing or gambling is.
What the fuck? How are you alive? Actually, how are you alive?
I have lived in a swamp all of my life by myself.
what makes you happy, Cruach?
The balance of nature. I enjoy turning into animals and experiencing things through their perspective.
You
Enjoyment,
might say
that's
that
fun.
that's fun, yeah.
You did not
Sounds-
just say the balance of nature when they asked you what makes you happy.
To be fair, that's a bit
I don't think we've had
Too
tea.
poetic, I think.
I mean, when things are at peace and there aren't dragons destroying the landscape, that makes me happy.
Yeah, that's not happy though. That's normal. That's thing as they should be. You're unhappy because it's not how it should be. That doesn't mean you're happy when it is. You're happy when something extra happens.
It's just that feeling, but stronger.
Cruach, have you ever laughed?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
This is a problem. We have a problem.
Where did you guys pick this guy up?
He picked us up. They picked us up.
Well, the swamp that you were from, they've said they are from the swamp.
That's
Oh,
right.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
think I went over that with them 2 or 3 times.
yeah, they kind of literally control it.
I mean, I don't control the swamp. We're
Symbiotic.
symbiotic. Yes, exactly.
I don't know what that means.
I wasn't expecting you to.
We live in harmony with one another.
It's a swamp.
It's alive. Everything's alive.
Unless it's not.
Unless it's dead, yes. I mean,
But that's
trees are alive. The ocean is alive. The swamp is alive. The ground beneath us, although cold, is alive. I mean, I can feel it.
you can't imagine how much all the nerds at the fucking college of wherever the fuck, either Waterdeep or Neverwinter, would nerd out over you if they were still alive. But they're probably all dead now.
I don't have a frame of reference for what that is, so
It's
I have
people
no
like to
idea.
study stuff.
Well,
Yeah, like books here. They'll point to he's kind of one of those guys.
Cruach, how do you know common?
I was about to ask.
I was just born with an understanding of it. Same with Druidic and Sylvan and Orcish.
Wow. What? Technically, you're
Orcish.
never born.
Yes. And Elvish.
Hmm.
Oh no, sorry, not Elvish. Just common Druidic, Sylvan, and Orcish for the first time.
Did you like eat an orc or something?
I don't eat.
They don't
But
even.
like
I
to
mean,
be
your swamp
born.
is full of them now, so you live in harmony with it. Maybe it lives in harmony with you if you understand what I mean.
I mean, in many ways, I am visually similar to an orc or a half orc, so perhaps I'm one of those.
Mhm.
Yes, but those eat, drink, sleep, kill. Have fun. They do a lot of killing, guys, specifically. But
Well,
Yeah.
killing mostly is that fun.
Since meeting you, I have killed a lot of things.
yeah, but like you killed out of this. They do have a point.
Do you enjoy killing?
I don't think so. No,
You seem to
I
enjoy from protecting the swamp, and that involved killing.
I felt satisfaction at protecting the swamp, and I felt satisfaction at protecting Luna and the Drake earlier when I destroyed the knight's armor. I felt satisfaction when we freed the elemental.
Wait,
Um,
are you? Fuck, what were they called? There's a type of paladin, the fucking holy people. Well, they're not around anymore, I guess. But the ones that like worship nature or whatever the fuck they were called. Anyone else hear of those?
Oath of the Order?
Ancients.
Something?
They're fucking green paladins for all I care.
I think my sister knew one of those, but I never met him.
What if you're one of them, but you just don't remember?
I mean, maybe.
Do you think it's possible that you have a history that you don't remember?
I mean, you all seem to think it's very, very strange that I only have 3 years of experience, but I appear to be older than that.
I would, yes, I would say that's strange.
So maybe there was maybe there are memories from before that time.
You also speak a bunch of languages.
Yes.
You also weren't born. You woke up.
Yeah, so I've learned a great few many languages. Usually creatures aren't born knowing languages. We have to learn them along the way. It's a how do I explain this?
Word by word, it's a process and a long and tedious one.
Indeed.
Well, when I woke up, I knew how to speak. I knew how to walk and run, and I knew how to turn into animals.
What?
That's a hell of a head start. I wonder
insane.
if you are indeed 3 years old, or you've been around a lot longer and have recent amnesia?
You
What's
know,
I mean, it wouldn't make
amnesia?
much sense for you to know how to talk and have no one to talk to your whole life.
Well, I've been talking to the swamp.
I can't imagine that's much of a conversation.
Not really, no, it doesn't answer.
Right.
But I got good feelings from it.
have you ever heard of a way to restore memories? I mean, anyone?
Well, I know that if a well, actually, I don't know the specifics because I'm not a cleric myself, but I've seen lost memories cleansed by restoration spells.
That's an area of my studies that's really sorely lacking.
Well, it's
And
more of a
divine.
clerical thing, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Wings does a lot of clerical things. I mean, she heals, which is very clerical.
She's my secretary.
Wow.
Al doesn't have paperwork. He mostly has bodies.
No, well, we used to have paperwork, but well, Lucy used to handle those.
Hence
Your
bodies.
baseball bat?
Oh, no, it's a friend. She used to run our quote unquote front. We had a small shop, and we had an whole. It was a we actually ran quite a big part of Waterdeep from underground.
You were part of the criminal underbelly of Waterdeep.
I was close to the top of the criminal underbelly of Waterdeep. Thank you very much. Have you ever heard of the Thorns?
No.
Or, well, the Vipers previously?
No.
Well, you haven't been to Waterdeep. You've never stayed in Waterdeep long enough, then.
Friend says nothing further.
But yeah, it was a whole thing. And the dragons just came and it wasn't a thing anymore, which is not ideal. I think most of my friends are dead. Or, yeah, they're probably dead. They wouldn't allow themselves to be slaves. Some of them died trying to get me out of the city, which is, it happens.
It happens.
Really?
You don't have any compassion for the.
I do. I mean, it's sad, but listen. In our line of work, people die a lot. There's I can't do anything about it. I'm sad, sure, but they're dead. My sadness doesn't change that.
All right. So we're heading to the ice elemental near the Lurkwood, aren't we?
Is that
think
what you
so,
call
yeah.
it up there?
What was that?
Oh, I said, is that what you call it up there?
Well, that's from consulting with your maps and looking at mine. That's where I believe it to be. The woods past the Neverwinter woods, which are to the north of us, to the north east of us are the Lurkwood.
Oh, I see. I'll be honest. I don't really know much about geography. Geography out here. Most
It's when you
Most-
call a mountain a rude name.
most of my studies were just purely involving the magic schools. So I don't know what
Right.
anything is called. And if it wasn't for this map here, I certainly wouldn't know where to go.
Well, the mountain range just north of the Lurkwood is known as the Spine of the World. I believe
That sounds
Icewind Dale.
ominous.
Icewind Dale is up there somewhere, and the Lurkwood is just south of that. So it's sandwiched at the back of the Lurkwood is the Spine of the World. That's about as much as I know, but
Well, it was more than I knew before, so thank you.
well, it's just we're heading in the direction of Long Saddle, which is a city, which is dangerous.
I was
Wow.
thinking we would head through the woods.
Ah, so you want to head up into the Neverwinter woods?
I'm comfortable in woods, and I think we would have good cover and easier time finding shelter.
Righto.
Yeah, I definitely think avoiding town would be best.
But
Unless we're
it's
going to
not
raid
best.
it for supplies.
We can, you, know, we can't go into town. Let's just put it that way. It's literally not an option. Trust me, I would love to, but we'll die before we reach the fucking gates.
Well, I guess it depends on how heavily guarded the town is. We took care of those guys pretty handily.
Those guys are less than the gate guards.
Do we know that? Have you seen this place?
It's a town. All towns are fun. Like Waterdeep isn't even that big of a town, and it's way more heavily guarded than the caravan.
So our next destination is the Neverwinter Woods, then.
Yes.
Excellent. And we're 10 minutes over time, so that's where
Oh,
I'm going to
shit.
call the end of the session.